first trade stopped me out $100. Second trade being a gain of $200. So we're gonna focus on entries today, focus on capturing the proper trades. Eyeing this gold long above this little area here. Guys, we entered one single con here. Entering it one last time, guys. It's gonna be our last trade of the day, because look at that, guys. Day 14 of turning an evaluation account into a funded account, guys. Welcome back, my future fellow millionaires and my day traders. Now, guys, today is Thursday. We have not traded Asia session this time. This time, you guys usually typically see me already have traded, but this time, guys, we're doing what we said. We're not gonna trade. We're gonna trade the New York City session open. And first, of course, let me give you guys my thoughts on what I do believe is gonna happen here today. So I already posted my idea in the Trade Ideas tab, which maybe I should even pull that up here so you guys can just see the sauce that we do provide here. So as you guys can see, I'm looking ideally for SPY to kind of just reject this gap. The SP 500s came to fill up this gap that we created here on Friday. So ideally what I'm looking for is actually a rejection back to the downside, essentially like a reject here. The only way I would be bullish is if we get above this specific white line here. You guys see this white line? Reason why is because you can see every single time it taps this general area, it actually holds pretty well. So I need to get above this white line in order for me to be bullish. Now, don't get me wrong, bulls obviously showed themselves since Wednesday and took control, and it is currently at this kind of moment a little bit bullish. But that's not to say that they can easily reject here, and it doesn't mean I'm gonna enter puts right away or shorts right away. That just means I gotta watch price action, see what we're actually gonna do. But so far, that is what I'm eyeing on SPY. Ideally looking for a major reject and planning on seeing what the price action creates here first. AMD. Potential rejection of AMD. It's consolidating here at this top of this Fibonacci retracement, plus with SPY being at this gap fill, possibly for a rejection. Overall, guys, it just looks like we have a chance to reject. So it's Thursday. We got 2 more days to trade this week to potentially either recover, but we're not going to have that recovery mindset. Guys, we're going to do our absolute best to just trade the way we trade and see what the market can give us. Now, of course, our goal is and still is to get funded by the end of this month. But with the drawback that we just had this week and even last week being the L that kind of took up some gains, we have a couple delayed days that is holding us back. So we're going to focus on entries today, focus on capturing the proper trades, and let's see how we do today, guys. Eyeing this gold long above this little area here. What it needs to do, guys, again, very simply, it needs to break and do a retest entry here. Now you can see on many different time frames, overall it kind of just looks actually pretty bullish. Strong push up here, all-time highs, a little bit of pullback here, long ways to downside, indicating buyers trying to step in, and then here the buyers trying to step on in. So potentially this could be the consolidation before the actual big move to the upside. And so far, guys, this is what I'm going to be watching here today on gold. Even you can even argue again, cup, long ass handle. See what happens. What the fuck was that? I ain't never had to do that before. Anyways, guys, we entered one single con here across 3 accounts, and this is the trade that we're taking. It's very simply a break and retest on gold. And let me actually set my stop so we can understand how much I'm willing to risk, because so news took me out. I'm most likely gonna wick down and just continue on up to the upside, which would be a little bit annoying. But as far as re-entering, guys, we're not gonna re-enter just yet. But man, does that suck. Entered it on the retest, saw some type of gains, but of course that's not enough to collect. And then, guys, we just freaking got rocketed, wrecked. Is what it is. Let's continue on and see what else we can make if we see any other trades. Entering it one last time, guys. It's gonna be our last trade of the day, because this trade right here will put us down $250 on the day, guys. $74 again. We're not trying to be in recovery mode or think like, oh, let's take it to recover. We're gonna try our absolute best to hold. Look at that, guys. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is why we try our absolute best. So look at that. The first trade stopped me out $100. We set the second trade at break even. Worst case scenario, I just make $0 on the day, or I can sell and make at least $40, $30. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have the power, the control to do what I want to do. First trade being a loss of $99. Second trade being a gain of $200, meaning my risk reward today was 1 to 2. And let's break it down, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty impressive a little bit today. Although we're still down on the week, the performance today was solid. First trade, $99 loss. 20-minute hold. You guys see my entries. Freaking news just stopped me out. Honestly, I feel like if it wasn't for the news, probably would have still been good. But we're not gonna blame it on anything, because again, you cannot control what happens. You can only control how much you risk. So with that being said, I took a $99 loss there, and in my second trade, guys, a $201 gain. Held that thing for about 16 minutes. And what we spotted out, guys, very simply, we noticed the S&P 500s, which we already talked about early in the morning, had a possible rejection, thus being an inverse to gold. Gold has a nice cup and handle breakout potential here. Guys, we got the breakout here, except the first trade, guys. The first trade, I'm not gonna lie, maybe I gotta reevaluate my entry on the first trade. The first trade, I'm not gonna lie, immediately ran to stop. Definitely could have been an better entry, but we did re-enter, and guys, that is how we're up at least $100. So this whole week has been just rough rides. So we're honestly just genuinely gonna end there. We're not gonna trade anything else because these two trades that we just took were battles, and I don't see any other setup. As I scan the market here, you can see MES is in that little range zone. Same thing with MAQ, guys. So guess what? We're gonna close it out here. Awesome ass performance, great ass day. We waited for the breakout. We waited for the pullback. We got the pullback entry, except of course got stopped out. And again, we just re-entered, waited a little bit better for better price action, showed confirmation, and guys, we set the trade, managed the risk. So I hope to see you guys in the Discord, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.